Hey y'all, how y'all doing? This is Indigo. I just thought I would come on here and basically talk about what's going on around us right now. Um, First and foremost, I want to say I hope everybody is doing good right now in this situation that we have right now with the COVID-19 and everything. And that is, in a way, part of what I want to talk about. Um, Feel free to like, share, subscribe, you know, kind of help this channel out. If it's on your heart or you feel led to do so to help support this channel, you it would be greatly appreciated. You can make a donation. Said $Blues Indigo. That'll be in the description. Um, but what I really want to talk about is the way that everybody is reacting to this pandemic that we're going through. I understand the logistics of it, and everybody has their own views about how um, this virus is spread. I'm not even going to go into that because actually that's pretty much nobody's going to agree on it. Everybody has their own views. Everybody, I'm taking it or taking the precautions, or I hope they're taking the precautions that they need to take care of themselves and their family. But I want to go a little bit deeper into it. You know, most people know how I feel about Western medicine. I'm not big on taking prescriptions and things like that. I take a more holistic approach to it with herbs and things like that and just basic sanitation, you know. I'm OCD. I clean everything all day, every day. So I'm not really worried about that much in my household. But what I want to talk about more so than the physical, which is what everybody is focused on right now, is the physical part of what's going on. While taking care of yourself physically is of the utmost importance, a lot of people are not focusing on or realizing that there's another part to it. Your mental, okay? Um, that I think that's my problem with most of the Western medicine approach. They approach the physical part of it with medications, vaccines, and all of this right here, but they're not approaching the other part of it, which is your mental health. Okay, we need to take time to get our mental state right, because with all the stress that we have to deal with the things that are changing within our communities because of this, it is causing mental stress, frustration, you know, fear. A lot of people don't understand. Your mental and your emotional affects you physically. Your mental and emotional state can and will manifest physically. You know, it takes a toll on your breathing. It takes a toll on your heart, which is your blood pressure, things like that. And, you know, we have people out here that already deal with some shape, form, or fashion of depression, you know, and it's real easy for people who are more so extroverts who are used to getting out and getting around and doing things to slip into a form of depression when you can no longer have that human contact, that human interaction. Okay? And that's, you know, one on one. And we already live in a society that is basically technology based. So we already were socially distant. Okay? We talk through video chats or on cell phones or texting, because even talking to somebody on the phone, you hear another person's voice, and that is a form of contact. So we're doing a lot of texting, things like that. We were already socially distant. And now even more so that you don't even have a chance to come in contact with somebody by walking past on the street and maybe striking up a conversation, things like that. You're not able to go out to restaurants and interact with other people. So that becomes a problem when you basically become a shut-in. Okay? That affects you mentally. I think we need to pay attention to those things and use this time that we have proactively rather than reactionary. This time that you have to be in the house, if you have a family, interact with your family. Have conversations, play games with each other. Of course, a lot of us that have children that are school age will have to do homeschooling, but that's a whole different section, You're dealing with them on a teacher-student basis and not a parent-child basis. We need to take time to talk to our kids, find out what's on their minds, find out what they're feeling, because I find that a lot of people don't look at children as little humans with feelings and thoughts and ideas on what's going on around them. This is affecting everybody. And while we as adults are going through our own issues, it's kind of easy to forget that child is going through things too. They're looking at their world changing in front of their eyes, and they don't always understand why they may not be able to go down and play with their friends at the park or, to a neighbor's house or something like that. They don't understand the full ramifications of what's going on. And we need to explain to them what's going on the best way that we can. I'm not saying lie to them, but put the truth in a way that they can, for lack of a better word, digest it on their level, right? We need to get that family time back. There was a time when we used to have family night where we sat down at the dinner table and we talked about our day. What went wrong, what went great, just basically how was your day? We had family game night, things like that. We don't do that as much anymore. And I think this is a time that we should bring that back. I mean, we got to be in this house together. You just going to sit there on your phone and ignore each other? You got some extended time together. All of this works on your mental state and your mental health. I think it's in some parts of the state, not here where I am right now, but there are some states that are on total lockdown. There's, no dentists and this, that, and the other, and psychiatrists, psychologists, all of that. Those offices are closed. But I say that if we're going to have to communicate by telephone, videos, things like that, some of the things that they should be looking at is that you have the technology to still have these sessions or therapy sessions online or live or one-on-one face chat. I mean, this still can be achieved and accomplished. And I think there's a lot of people that need that. I think we all need that, And for those of us who don't go to a therapist or anything to handle depression and things like that. There are ways to handle that at home. You know, they're very therapeutic things to do. You know, I know everybody's not into meditation and things like that. Meditation is a very peaceful thing to me, uh, because of my views on my spirituality. You know, meditation is a big thing, but meditation can be achieved many ways. You know, uh, if you're one of those people that have gardens or you like to grow plants, that's very therapeutic. It's very peaceful, you know, nature in your own backyard. Or if you're living in an apartment, if you have a patio, you can grow plants on your patio. Or there are plants that you can grow in house, in your inside your house, if you don't have that access. You know, music is very therapeutic. You know, reading, if you are uh, gifted in literature, write. You know, journal. Keep a journal of what you're going through. Write down your memories, write down your dreams, write down your thoughts at that moment. Crafting, you know, this is time to get into crafting. I find it very therapeutic. You know, I make jewelry. You know, I enjoy it so much. That's one of my businesses. You know, I have Indigo Blues that is on Facebook and Instagram, where I make and sell my jewelry. That's an expression, that's a way for me to express myself. That's an expression of my feelings, you know, and I connect that with my spirituality. You know, a lot of people aren't into crystals and stones and things like that. And I get it. It ain't for everybody. But I am, you know, I'm what I call myself. I self-proclaimed amateur herbalist. That excites me. Plants and their medicinal uses, everyday uses, not just for cooking, you know. Although that's another one of my businesses. I do cook pastries by Patrice. Not yet here on Instagram or anything like that. I'm on Facebook with that. But those are things that are very therapeutic for me, that give me a sense of calm, that allow me to think. They are more so a form of meditation for me. You know, anything that you're interested in as a hobby or anything like that can be very therapeutic to get your mind in the right state, to bring down the frustration, to bring down the stress levels. And if it's something that you're really into and you're really good at it, share it with your family. Get the family involved. You know, with the music. Hey, you know, we can't go out to clubs and things like that. Dance with your family. Turn the music on. You know, dance around and act silly. Do crafting with your family. Involve the kids in it. Involve your significant other in it. Even if they're not really interested in it, they can watch you. Have a conversation while you're doing it. You know? Cooking, that's an activity that can be the whole family. You know, run it like a restaurant. You got your sous chef, your prep, you know, chef. Get the whole family involved in it. This is a time where we need to come back to basics. You know, don't look at this quarantine. I hate that word. But don't look at this quarantine period that we have right now as being like a punishment or something that's horrible. Change the charge. Switch it. Switch that current from a negative to a positive. Use this as a time to bring your family closer, because we're going to need that in the coming days. Even after all of this is over, we're going to need that closeness, that support, you know? One of the things that I'm doing is I'm getting my garden started. I was not always interested in gardening. My grandmother had a garden. My grandfather had a garden. And I used to do it as a kid, but it wasn't something I was interested in. I was a kid. I wanted to run. I wanted to play. But now at my age, I'm finding it very relaxing. And I now understand what my grandparents were saying about putting your hands in the dirt. It's something about feeling the earth. It changes you. It relaxes you. Being in nature, listening to the birds and watching your plants grow. It's something relaxing about that, you know? I don't have right now the currency or money or financial status to do all that I want to do in my garden, you know? I have people that have made some donations, and I ask regularly for donations, you know, whether that be financial or if there's somebody in my immediate area that has a garden that's already, you know, growing. I ask them for clippings, you know. If you have some clippings you can spare, you know, I take those because I'm building my garden. You know, I have two elderly neighbors that stay on either side of me. They look after me. They're fast becoming a part of my family because we look after each other. I never really had that growing up. You know, it was mostly you take care of your own in your own household, and you know, because I've lived in a lot of apartment complexes growing up, and I've lived in houses, but still, even at that, we didn't have that feeling of community. So this is something new to me, and I'm enjoying it. I'm finding that I really like being a part of my community. You know, they look after me, I look after them. So when my garden does come to the point of where it's time to harvest, I'll be sharing with them. You know, I'll be sharing what I have with them because it's peaceful to me to be able to share something that I put my passion and my heart into, and sharing that with my neighbors. My way of giving that love and compassion back. It's bringing it together. So, just a word to y'all. Get your mind at peace. Get your emotions at peace. Work on your mental. There are many things that you can do to do that. And believe me, it will be reflected in your physical. Right? You want the physical to get better? Go back to square one. Work on your mental. Be careful of what you feed yourself mentally, not just physically. The food is important, yes, but be very aware of what you feed yourself mentally. Okay? What we see and what we hear feeds our subconscious. So if you're constantly watching drama and strife and frustration, that's what you're feeding yourself. And it's going to manifest physically. Put more positivity in. I mean, I know you need a negative and a positive choice to work, period. But watch what you're feeding yourself. Just like you're looking for healthy food now, put some healthy mental food in. Believe me, you'll see it. It will manifest itself in a positive way. and you'll feel better. Your immune system will get stronger because when you're in fear and frustration and stress, it weakens your immune system. That's just the way we're built. And when your immune system is weak, you're susceptible to all manner of diseases and viruses and bacteria. Strengthen your immune system by strengthening your mental. I just want to drop that with you all. And like I said in the beginning, if you feel led to and it's on your heart to help support this channel or even help support my garden, which I'm naming Indigo's Eden, Indigo's Paradise, whatever you want to call it. If you find it on your heart to do so and you want to make a donation to help support me and my channel and help me support my community, which is going to be my family, it'll be greatly appreciated. You can do that at $ Blues Indigo. It'll be in the description. I also have PayPal. It's at patriceboteo@gmail.com. That'll also be in the description. I just want to pass on a little love and a little light to y'all today. Love yourselves. Love yourselves. Okay? Or you can't love nobody else. And can't nobody else love you. Because people love you according to how you love yourself. Believe me, they're looking. I love y'all. Peace and blessings, y'all.